This is Trend Following Radio, where great thinking comes alive. Nobel Prize winners, legendary traders, best-selling authors, and the pros that know what drive us irrational human beings. I am your host, Michael Covel. Not filtered, raw, honest. That's my passion. I want to talk performance today, specifically big performance, and how things have changed over time, how the narrative has changed over time. Back in the day, I still recall seeing all that trend following performance in the 1990s from a John Henry, who now owns the Red Sox and the Liverpool football team, to a Bill Dunn, to an Ed Seykota, to the Turtles. All of these people, all of these operations were shooting for massive returns. Now, they were kind of flying under the radar a little bit. They were not well known. They were not well known outside of Wall Street circles. But then some things started to change. For example, Paul Tudor Jones, 1987, he makes an absolute fortune. Jack Schwager's book, Market Wizards, tells everybody about some of these great traders for the first time. Then we get into the dot-com bubble, an era where the average American was thinking, damn, I just made 100% on the NASDAQ by buying and holding for the year 1999. So everybody was geared up on big returns. It was normal, or especially normal in my world, that people were making this much money, huge returns. And something started to change during the Big Short time period, the real estate build up to 2008. You could see the narrative was changing. Instead of trying to make 100% in a year or 50%, now the masses were told, if you just sit there like a good little boy eating your oatmeal, you might get fucking 10% on the year. This was the deal. Think about it. The narrative just shifted. Here we were watching Paul Tudor Jones in that great trader documentary called Trader, all about making big FU money. The 1980s, the 1990s about big FU money. Then we get one crash in 2008, and the system just says no more. The average person, the average guy, the average man, the average woman, whatever, you should now be happy that you're going to get 10%. Now, of course, from a buy and hold perspective, in the last decade, you've done better than that. But there's something to what I'm going for here. The idea that big returns were made or demonized. Let me give you an example back in time. I still recall one of my first websites was posting the turtle performance data. And I took that performance data and I compounded it. Now, if you take the turtle performance data and you compound it over that 4 or 5 year time period, it's a massive number. It's huge. Now, I wasn't promising anybody they could get the exact number. I was not pretending to be one of the turtles. But from an informational perspective, to get people into the trend following mindset, I said to the world on turtletrader.com, I said, look at what the compounded performance is of these turtle traders compared to the S&P. About a week later, I get a call from my attorney. Michael, did you put some performance numbers up on your website? Yes, I did. Well, I've got a letter here from the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and they want to know where you got those numbers from. They seem to be implying that you made them up and that you are promoting some performance that doesn't exist. So I told my attorney, I actually think I went by his office, and I dropped off the physical paper disclosure documents with the turtle performance. Now, this was the turtle performance primarily after they were turtles, which was still massive. So I dropped off this turtle performance at my attorney's office. Turtle performance that was on disclosure documents on file with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. I said to my attorney, you've got a letter from the Commodity Futures Trading Commission asking where this performance came from. Call them up and tell them it came from the documents on file with them. Never heard from them again. So it was interesting. Back in the day, even when I first started telling people about trend following, the government really didn't want the average person to know about big performance. I knew about it. Maybe you knew about it. People on the margins that knew about trend following knew about it. But that's not what the government wanted. The government wanted control. They wanted control of your mind. They wanted control of your money in the form of a pension account that they could then steer into carefully selected investments that purposefully did not include trend following. Just, again, take the buy and hold gruel, and that's what you get. Now, a little side tangent here. Since buy and hold has done well for the last handful of years, we should recall 1973-74, a 50% downturn on the S&P. We should recall 2002, a minus 50% on the S&P, a minus 77% on the NASDAQ. We should also recall 2008-2009, another 50% drop on the S&P. Buy and hold doesn't go up forever. So if you're going to be a buy and hold trader, which by definition means no exit strategy, you should be able to look at your account right now and say to yourself, I can imagine losing 50% and being underwater for the next 15 years. If you can't, then why in the hell are you a buy and hold trader? You're just sitting there on a thin razor blade. Your ass is perched on a thin razor blade of no strategy. And the moment something breaks, you're screwed. So let me bring it up to modern day right now. I mean, it's all modern day if you think about it. It's all connected. But then we get Bitcoin into the mix. We get crypto into the mix. And all of a sudden, the powers that be have lost control of the high performance narrative. They have lost complete control of it because Bitcoin is about big up moves and big down moves. And the performance is there for everyone to see. This is not government controlled, buy and hold, pension accounts with selected investments with advisors who don't give a shit whether you make any performance because their only objective is to get fees off your account. The reason they are in the big 80-story glass towers in Beijing and Shanghai and New York and London, you name it, they're in those big glass towers because of fees, not because of performance. So the way I look at it, we've kind of gone from 80s and 90s, high risk, high reward. Then we get into the 2000s after the Great Recession. The system clamps down. Then, of course, we've seen a lot of Federal Reserve monetary policy in the last decade that has clearly played a role in stocks going up. Now, I'm not sitting here trying to be a fundamental guy. I'm not trading or investing based on saying the Fed took these actions, but they did take these actions. So now we're at a situation in 2022. And looking back over these last 3 decades, looking back for some similarities, looking back for some inspiration, you know what I see? High performance is the way to go. Big returns are the way to go. Because if you trust the system, if you trust a government official, if you trust a Federal Reserve official to come to your bedroom every night and tuck you in and give you a kiss on the lips, maybe even a little, I won't even go there, I won't say it. You know what I mean. If you get off on that, if you think that a government daddy can take care of you, side tangent, a government daddy can take care of you after 2 years of COVID bullshit? Are you serious? Are you serious? We all know now that COVID, I'm not going to say it, but you know what I'm thinking. We know what it is. It's a power grab. So here we have this scenario, looking at the last 3 decades, where sometimes the government tries to control the high performance narrative. Sometimes they can. Sometimes they're successful. But I think they've lost control of it now. Crypto and Bitcoin has opened up the eyes of those individuals that want to get rich. Those individuals that want to be the next Paul Tudor Jones, the next Ed Seykota, the next turtle trader. People are no longer sitting around thinking, well, I got 8% a year. I feel so lucky. Thank you, government. Can I lick your fucking feet? No. People are looking around and they're saying, I get it. There is risk involved, right? Here are the options, right? I can do this strategy. I can do that strategy. What's the efficacy of a certain strategy? What strategies are successful? What strategy puts you in a position when shit hits the fan that you've got a chance to make FU money and survive? You think it's buy and hold? Are you serious? You'll just be like all the other lemmings sitting there with a baseball bat to the head. Kind of feel like a Scorsese picture for a moment, right? Joe Pesci bashing your head in with a baseball bat. That's ultimately what buy and hold is. Now look, you only got one life. One life. No life extension yet. I want the life extension. It's not here yet. So in that limited time, what are you going to do? And I'm thinking of that great speech, the opening of the movie Patton, and I'm going to paraphrase a little, but George C. Scott as Patton saying, while that great war was going on, the great World War II, what were you doing? Were you out there fighting? Were you out there giving it a shot? Or were you back home shoveling shit in Louisiana? And let's face it, buy and hold is back home shoveling shit in Louisiana. Take to heart the inspiration of high performance. Don't listen to what they tell you on any of the channels, any of the crap. Look for the evidence and trend following across the decades shows high performance evidence. That high performance evidence is confidence. And the evidence exists because trend following has always been a strategy built off the unknown, built off the uncertainty, built off, I have no idea what's coming next. Let's put myself in a position to get big time profits while the rest of the world goes mad. That's trend following. That's the high performance mindset. It's up to you. You can sit around and you can be excited about getting your 5% or 8% or 10%, and you can talk about your retirement account and all that other crap. Or again, you can avoid shoveling shit in Louisiana during the great opportunity. I see a time when those awake will understand how to make money in up, down, and surprise markets. Whether new trader or experienced, college student or financial advisor, protecting against a crash or just trying to make a lot of money, trend following offers everyone an answer in uncertain times. To get started immediately, send me an email, michael@covel.com. I will send you the right trend following steps to take along with my free video. But if you want to buy and hold, trust the government and trust Wall Street, this is absolutely not for you.